Welcome to the Academic Success and Advising Center's workshop, Tips for a Successful Semester. The start of the semester is often chaotic, stressful, and exciting all at once. Throughout this presentation, numerous tips and information will be provided to help you successfully transition into the start of the semester. Go through the PowerPoint at your own pace and note down anything that might be useful to you. There are questions inserted throughout the PowerPoint. Think about how you might answer them, as it might be useful in prepping for your semester. If you're asking what you can do right now, the answer is to get organized immediately. The three boxes below offer a few tips about organizing your textbooks, assignments, and due dates. Make sure you've purchased your books and any other supplies you might need. You should also be looking through your syllabus for each class and noting important dates for projects, papers, or exams. It's key to have some sort of planner where you can input these important dates ahead of time. Lastly, make sure you evaluate your progress after a couple of weeks and think about what is and isn't working. Make any necessary changes before it's too late. Think about what might motivate you and force you to become organized and less stressed. This slide provides you with a few resources that you might find helpful. First, and I can't stress this enough, be sure to check your Moodle account and Centenary email daily. You'll be receiving communications from your professors and the university, so it's very important to check these accounts daily. There is a link on this slide to access Moodle orientation instructions. Once you click on the link, the handout is located at the top of the web page. It's critical that you know how to navigate Moodle, so it's highly recommended that you complete the Moodle orientation. If you're having any login issues, the IT contact information is provided on this slide as well. Here on this slide, you can also find the link to the bookstore and the link to numerous printable handouts from the Academic Success and Advising Center that include digital planners, homework organizers, and handouts on multiple academic strategies. It's never too late to think about your work and your study time, but it's certainly important to do that at the beginning of the semester. Faculty and staff will expect you to put in a specific amount of study time in order to complete your coursework and remain successful in class. Your professors and staff on campus are resources for you, so please don't ever hesitate to reach out to them for help. Also, make sure you're blocking off specific study time each week. It's recommended that you should study between 1 to 2 hours for every hour of class. This may fluctuate weekly, but it's important to remember that certain weeks may require much more time and dedication than others. It all comes down to managing your time successfully. Adjusting to a new schedule at the beginning of the semester can sometimes be challenging. Over the next 4 slides, I'll describe each of these icons and why they're important to time management. Developing a morning and evening routine can be very beneficial. Take a few moments to think about your routine if you have one, as well as the questions at the top of the slide. Do you like routine, and do you have a daily routine? Developing some sort of consistent routine will help you stay on task and assist in making you feel less stressed. If you tend to wake up and go to sleep around the same time each day, your body will adjust and you'll begin to feel well rested and more focused during the day. As a result, you'll be more productive and even more motivated to complete your tasks and anything else on your to-do list. Even if you don't think you can maintain a routine every day, simply try to incorporate some sort of small consistency into your days. It might be easier to start with small steps at first, and then maybe develop a further routine as you go further into the semester. At the beginning of the semester, it's important to think about where you plan to study. Most students admit that they often study in their beds, but that's actually not the best place. You don't want to study somewhere that's too comfortable and risk falling asleep. If you are in your room, choose your desk instead of your bed. But remember that there are plenty of other spots on campus available to you as study space. Some of these areas include the front parlors of the SAY building, the Student Activities Center, the library, the tutoring center, and the Lackland Center as well. If you're at home, then try to create a quiet, organized area that might help you focus more successfully. When planning work and study time, Think about when you're most productive. Reflect on a typical day. When do you typically have the most energy? This is important to recognize because you should be tackling your most difficult tasks or assignments during that part of the day. You may need to adjust to the first couple weeks of the semester or develop a routine in order to figure out when you might be most productive. But over time, you'll start to notice when you feel alert, awake, and focused. Mark down these times of day and make sure that you're tackling your assignments, your study time, and anything you need to do during your most productive hours. Lastly, you'll need to start learning how to balance obligations. As a college student, you're probably balancing many things, such as study time, work, personal obligations, sports practice if you're an athlete, and anything else that might take up some of your time. If you often feel overwhelmed and as if you're taking on too much at once, then you need to think about all you have going on and start prioritizing what's important. Start blocking off weekly chunks of time that you'll dedicate to studying or maybe to a particular task you know you need to get done. You'll also need to make sure that your personal obligations and hobbies don't interfere with your academics. Purchasing or downloading a free planner will help you stay on task and organized in numerous ways. Remember, you know what works best for you. So take a few moments at the beginning of the semester to organize the different aspects of your life and how you'll manage them successfully. Now that you've reached the end of the presentation, here are a few last suggestions. As you start the semester, remember why you're here. You clearly have a goal or goals in mind, so keep working to achieve them. Never hesitate to reach out for help, whether it's to a faculty or a staff member. Even if they don't have the answer, they'll certainly point you in the right direction of someone who does. Last, remember that you're here to enjoy your college experience, so make the most of this semester.